but I wanted to get your thoughts on what Brett Veach said yesterday at the Combine in regards to Chris Jones, because it sounds like he is number one priority right now for our squad. So let's hear what Brett Veach has to say on it.
We're going to, just like last year, with Chris and with LJ, with a lot of our players, we get a chance to meet the agents this week, and he's at the top of the list. I love Chris and tried really hard to get something done, and we didn't. But when we got together right after that Detroit game, we had a great talk, and, both parties, I think, want to be here. So we'll get to work, and, that's certainly a guy we want back and love and want to see him finish and end his career here in Kansas City.
So, JD, what do you make of what Brett Veach has to say? Are you feel like based on the JariusSneed stuff that we just talked about, and based on his comments right there, is this promising? And do you feel optimistic about the two sides coming to an agreement here and Chris Jones staying in Kansas City?
Hey, man, those are words right now. I mean, I think they want to get something done, but it's got to work for both parties. I think it's still at where it was last year. And they might bump it up from where it was, obviously, because the money's going up. Chris has earned that point. I think he's warranted that type of money. The production shows that. You just imagine you got some help, some guys. Come on, man. He'll tear guys apart. The versatility from defensive tackle to defensive end. So versatile. Things he can do. He's a menace. He's power on to himself. So I think Veach and them have to get something like this done. Now, where they'll be with this, that's where it becomes behind closed door. That's the talk. I think Chris is going to try to get to 30. He's going to look, man, I did the team-friendly deal. I got all my incentives like I could last year. Okay? Y'all strung me along. We're not trying to do this thing. We're not trying to let this thing draw out. I think Chris is going to put the pressure on him look, man, free agency, we're not going to do it. Let's just go from it. Okay? We had enough time to get this thing done. It didn't happen. So I think that's where they're going to be, man. I think they're both serious about getting it done, man. It's just get to the point where you need it right there. Get there. Both of y'all get there. Shoot, we want Chris to be here. We want him to retire as a Chief. We do. I know Brett Veach didn't want that too. Chris Jones make everybody on defense's job easier. Chris Jones makes everybody's job on defense easier. Defensive ends, linebackers, corners, safeties, spags. He makes everybody's job easier. Chris Jones, 95. Okay? That's what he does. So I had to speak into the microphone. I hope that wasn't too loud.
That's a good point as far as let's say if they are going, and what it sounds like, they are going the route to choosing Chris Jones over JariusSneed. Their thought process is if we have a guy like Chris Jones, it's going to make whoever's in our back end look that much better. Not to say that JariusSneed or Charvarius Ward weren't good, but it makes guys who maybe that much better with having a Chris Jones back there. And I'm saying JariusSneed and Ward are already good guys, great at what they do. But I'm saying it makes the guys who maybe, middle of the road kind of DB, but you have Chris Jones in there, it makes them that much better. And so that's what we're saying. Hey, we can pay the guys in the back end, rookie type deals. And as long as we have Chris Jones, it's going to make anyone look that much better. So I think that's what it sounds like, right?
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. So Stewart says, good question. You put Chris Jones up there with the likes of Reggie White. Chris Jones is a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. He is in the conversation as being one of the best defensive tackles, I think, of all time. He's in that conversation. He's in that echelon, a Hall of Famers. Reggie White was a guy up on himself. Chris Jones is playing at that level how Reggie White was playing in his heyday. Okay, let's get that situated. Stu, my brother, love you. Hey, yes, but we know Reggie White is head and shoulders above everybody else. Chris Jones is right there, running up on Reggie White's on his toes. Okay, that's our nostalgia, right? I know that. Reggie White invoked fear in guys' hearts. I know Chris Jones is doing the same thing to these guys out there. They look, I cannot get beat by him right now. And he embarrasses guys because he just makes it look too easy. It's too easy. So,
yeah.
What do y'all think? Well, hold on. Let me ask the chat out here. Okay. Chat. Do y'all put CJ up there with the likes of Reggie White? Not saying he's right there in the conversation. Is he with it? What do y'all think?
Okay. Well, Steve Archetti was even around during the Reggie White days. I barely remember Reggie White, JD. That was.
Oh man. Okay. I mean, well, yeah, I get it.
As far as like watching like old highlights and stuff, yes, I older brother, so I know Reggie White is because of that. But as far as like watching him every Sunday, that wasn't. No, I mean, CJ up there with Reggie White, Bruce Smith, etc. Ooh.
CJ up there with White, Bruce Smith. Yeah, right there. What's up, Cal Henny? Cal, my brother, what's going on, man? So when White was a beast, no doubt a beast. If you go back and you watch the film, I mean, I just see how you used to just do tackles, man. He playing with him. He was a man amongst boys out there. Reggie was a monster. I hear you, Omar. Reggie was a monster. It's hard, man. That's when you start talking to Reggie White, man. Reggie, there's certain guys that have their own stratosphere, right?
Yeah.
Reggie White, you had to say also too, Lawrence Taylor. These guys set the bar for these positions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They have some similar tendencies for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Look, I played against Reggie White, and I caught him toward the tail end. And I know all week I was like, oh my gosh, I got this dude. My rookie year had Reggie. Yes, Reggie, John Randall, Aaron Donald, guys that could disrupt the game on the inside outside, without a doubt. Yes,
didn't you have a funny story with John Randall? Didn't you and him have a funny like thing?
Oh
yeah, tell me some story about that.
He sure did. So that, real quick. So we're playing Minnesota Vikings right there, and John Randall's got the whole, face paint on and whatnot. So I don't know who it was. Maybe Chris Dolman is who I was blocking at the time. And, we get into a big pile up. Well, somebody's over the pile, and I just come and I clean the dude, bend him over the pile, yeah. And all of a sudden, bam, from out nowhere, somebody hits me in my back. Oh, and I turn around. It's John Randall. Yeah, I see you, Dunn. I see you. You think I didn't see you, did you? I see you, Dunn. You ain't gonna get away with that. I'm like, okay, all right. Yo, John Randall was crazy. Great guy, but when you see him talking, it was always like that on the field. Constantly smack talking all the time. Yeah, I seen you, Dunn. You thought you were gonna get away with it. I seen you. Man, look, I got great stories, man. There's all these guys. Reggie White would have to tell him a whole different time, man. Dude, Reggie White and Jerome Brown want to stop him. Man, my dude, right there.
Mm-hmm.
If people don't remember Jerome Brown, brother, that's another name. People don't remember that name.
Who's Jerome Brown? Give me a quick history lesson.
The Philadelphia Eagles. And him and Reggie White was a tandem. Like when you had two guys like that, destroying everything. Beast. And I think it's when what's his name was there? Buddy Ryan was the D coordinator. Monster. But Jerome Brown, man, passed away. Yeah, I think, man, was it a car wreck? This is before I got to Philly. But I remember Jerome Brown, man. You talk about a tandem, that was something else. Something else.
Reggie plays 15 years, had 198 sacks. Jones only has 78 in his career right now.
But Jones played defensive tackle. Reggie was more of a defensive end.
Yeah.
But no, without a doubt, Joe, look, hey, Reggie, I get you, Flapjack City. I'm with you. Look, I'm right there with you. So I'm right there. You said motorcycle wreck. That's it. Yep. That's what it was. Man. Yeah. Reggie was, man, Flapjack City, no doubt. Reggie, man, like I said, Joker's got his own stratosphere. He's his own planet. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
LT, in my opinion, was the most impactful linebacker I've ever seen play, without a doubt. Everybody talk about LT. When you change the game, LT changed the game. The blocking scheme. That I don't think people realize that, like how good Lawrence Taylor was. They had to change the blocking scheme up for him. You have to compare Jones' numbers to Sapp. Man, now, come on. Jones is better than Sapp. Okay.
Oh,
I like Sapp, but Jones is better than Sapp. The numbers, yes. I'm the Brown. I agree. Numbers, I just think Chris is a little bit more agile. He's more versatile than Sapp was. What Sapp had, man, he had a couple of dudes with him. He had Simeon Rice and all of
that's true. Yeah.
Yes, around it. You know what I mean? It ain't like, he was the only one out there.
Mm-hmm.
We got some guys. Some guys are picking they game up too. Reggie White threw 10 yards into quarterback for us. Man, you can tell stories about Reggie White all day, man. People need to bring up film on Reggie White. No, not saying who's better, but when the guy said Reggie White's number, Sapp and Jones are tackle. Yeah, right. There you go. Right, you're right. Yeah. My bad, brother. Derek Brooks. Yep. I mean that defense, man, was powerful.
John Lynch was in that defense too.
Head hunter.
Yeah.
Shoot. Yeah. Him, Reggie, and Clyde Simmons. Clyde Simmons, right for Philly. Stewart, man, the Eagle brother, right there.
Those are his boys, right there.
Yeah. Malibu Stew. Yes, sir. We can tell you about the Eagles. Yeah, no doubt.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.